Hey guys, time for another episode of Who Should You Choose? The videos where I go through all of your comments from the prior video and help you out in tough team decisions for Hockey Ultimate Team. So, if you haven't watched one of these videos before, just remember, all you've got to do is subscribe to my channel and then leave a comment down below. If you are publicly subscribed, you'll guarantee me reading your question first as I sort by publicly subscribed. So, let's get into today's questions. As we've got a good one, we'll start with Max De Silva. Just kidding. This one says LaFleur 94 or LaFleur 97. Sir, I don't know if this is a trick question, the 97. After that, we've got Paolo Huey. Hey, Sleeveless, thanks for the content. Looking for a left-handed defenseman and thinking of either 96 Dahlin, because I like how his 90 overall plays, or the 95 Clefbaum. Stay safe. Thanks, man. The Clefbaum is a really, really nice card. I would 100% choose that one. That's a very good card in that mid-range. Then we've got the Mikhaev's Twitch viewer. Again, guys, if you want your questions answered live, by the way, just hop into my Twitch channel, whether I'm playing MLB, Valorant, or NHL. You can ask me questions live on Twitch, and I have no problem answering. All you've got to do is tune in 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday to Friday, and then I usually play Hut Champs on the weekend. So if you see my Twitch, just click the link down in the video, this description. Click the bell to notify you when I go live, if I'm not live when you watch this video. And I'll be happy to answer your HUD questions live. So, McIves is always in my stream, so I do appreciate that. Shout out to him. Sogard, 91 Sogard or 92 UPL? The 92 UPL was a lord last year, although I really like Sogard this year. I would go the 91 Sogard. Hey man, from the Only Zeets, WWE or AEW? I've been a WWE fan since I was like 8 years old. I don't really watch it anymore, but I did watch the first about 2 months of AEW, and they were doing really, really well. I feel like just, the pandemic kind of really, really crushed all of the industry, but AEW is definitely more creative and more entertaining to watch right now. Obviously, it has nowhere near the history, though. Horace Silver, hey, no sleeps, thanks again for all the help. 90, 89 Kessel, or 89 Line 8 or the 90 Kessel. For a spot on the left side with 97 Getzlaff and 91 Pedersen, I'm thinking Line 8 because he's bigger and I can activate IT and X, SP and WK already on, to make the big man that much faster. Only two things that concern me. Line 8 might be too slow even with +5 speed, and I'm hoping that at 6 foot, Kessel might get bumped off the puck, although he's a bit heavier. All those Toronto Street hot dogs hopefully have weighed his... Almost pulled the trigger and bought the 89 Glendenning instead. On a side note, you're so right about Matthews' cards. Played against a guy using him is impossible to push out of the puck. Thought I'd see a 94 plus card when he scored at 86. I need to get me one. Yeah, man, Matthews' cards are legit. In this case, I'll actually say the 90 Kessel. That Kessel card was one of the best ones from that event, and it did fantastic for the months following. I would actually choose the Kessel in this case. Violence, hey Sleeves, thanks for answering my previous question. I got a third liner right defenseman. I have 150K. I need a guy like Hamilton and other big guys. Thanks, dude. Keep it up. Well, I mean, Hamilton would be great. Also, I would look at the 90 trade deadline Myers. A lot of these questions, guys, I answer with the same players just because I know for a fact they play well. But the 90 Tyler Myers would be right around your price range, and that'd be a really good card. This one comes from Robbie McGregor. Hey, Sleeves, my D is 97 Pronger, 90 Chelios, and 90 Ironic, 93 Mitchell, Carlson, and Fleury. Should I upgrade Chelios or start on the Fleur? I don't have the 91 yet. Absolutely love the content. Thanks, my dude. The 90 Chelios is going to play really slow for the game at this point. I don't know what the rest of your team is on the forward side, but forwards are always the most important. My kind of rule on how it goes is I would do the first 2 lines on offense, then your first line defense. Then I would do the third line on offense, then the second line of defense, and then your third and fourth, and then the third line defense before your fourth line on offense. So following that kind of format, the Chelios is going to be kind of important to upgrade. He's a little slow. I would definitely upgrade him. After him, we've got My Hug. Hey man, I have a master set Barkov and was wondering if I should keep him in case he gets an upgrade or if I should sell him. If so, should I get rid of him? Honestly, the Barkov is very, very good. I would honestly keep him because it wouldn't surprise me at all if he got another card, and usually they do offer upgrades. There's no reason to really get rid of him. That card's fine to use, even if you've got to put him on your third line or something as your team gets really, really overpowered, but I would honestly just keep him. Queue up. I have a 96 overall team. My third right D is a 90 All-Star Weber. If I sell my Weber along with 60K, is there a better right defenseman for that price? My other 2 right D are the 92 Hamilton and the 94 Carlson. Okay, your all-star Weber. If I sell Weber along with 60K, is there a better right defenseman for that price? Honestly, I like that Weber. I really don't see a reason why you want to. Depending on your forwards, if your forwards are stacked, then yes. But honestly, I would look at your forwards first. That's a fine defensive lineup. This one comes from Vanda Alejandro. Hey, thanks, man. Your vids have helped me a lot. It's my first year of HUT. Quick question. I've managed to get a Vasilevsky team of the season version for 170K, and he upgraded to a 96 now. Is he endgame? Also, I've got around 15 collectibles. Should I do Lemieux or recommend any other high right-hander icon? I don't have any version of Lemieux. I would sell your Vasilevsky as you can get a 91 Mike Smith or, one of the cheaper Sogards, anything like that are probably going to do better for you. And then what I would do is I would take that money and invest it in the remaining collectibles that you need to make the 99 Lemieux. He is one of the best right-handed winger cards in the game. And you can put him at center if you can use right-handed centers. Dylan Play Stuff, 91 Scott Darling, 91 Sogard, Hoffer, or the 93 Dawes, looking for a big goalie. That 91 Scott Darling looks low-key gross. In this situation, I would go with the 93 Dawes, just because they're all big, and the higher-rated goaltender is actually better. You will, the way the ratings work is they will actually get over and make movements faster frame by frame, the higher the rating. So ratings still do matter, and all of these guys are big, so I would go with the 93 Dawes. Brent Boudreau, hey man, thanks for all the content. No problem, dude. Got the game late, and your channel has been incredibly helpful, especially the best of all ranges video. I gotta do one of those. 87 Demko has been awesome for me, but looking to upgrade to 91 Mike Smith or 90 All-Star Game Markstrom. I was leaning towards Markstrom because he has SP, but I can always grab SP anywhere. I was wondering if Mike Smith is better. He's also cheaper. Thoughts again. I use the 91 Mike Smith. He's fine, man. I would honestly go with him. He's going to be cheaper. If you can, the only other goaltender that I would really, die to go after at that point would be like the 96 Markstrom. I think Markstrom might be the best goaltender in the game. So at that range, 91 Mike Smith and save your money, much better. Ben Jordan, hey man, I need a left shot D under 200K with 2 SP. Any suggestions? That is super specific. You want to go with the 92 playoff predictor, Travis Sanheim. He'd be perfect for what you're looking for. This one comes from Danielle Gayati, 92 Franzen or 93 Artem Anisimov. I know you've said how good Anisimov is, but I'm seeing Nielsen go 20 to 50K less than Anisimov. And other than the 3-inch height difference, their stats are almost identical. How important is 3 inches of height? So height really, the bigger the player, obviously, it will allow you to leverage the actual body checking when you're defending a play. So I'll give you an example. So when you're close, okay, I'm not talking about when you line up a hit. So let's say you're both going down the boards and you're slightly behind the guy, okay? You can literally tap up on the right thumbstick to try and bump them off the puck. And the bigger the player, the easier and more effective that's going to be. And what you're looking for is essentially the stumble. When you're circling around in the offensive or defensive zone, again, you can bump them by getting close and hitting up on the right thumbstick. So it is very, very important. If you're looking at the same card, height will always be the tiebreaker. I would go with the Anisimov. Now, again, if you don't have a very good team, and that 25 to 50K is going to really matter, yeah, you could save him and go with the Nielsen for sure. That's not a bad card. But if you're asking between these two, it's definitely a Anisimov. That 3 inches is super important in terms of height. From Daniel Cow? No question, but just want to say thank you for doing this and stay safe. Man, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Stay safe as well. Bar down 2917. Hey, Slee, is it worth to upgrade the LaFleur to 97? He is currently a 94. Yes, he is one of the better right-handed winger cards. That being said, if it's going to cost you like 500K, depending on how many collectibles you don't have any untradeable ones, I would think about it. But if you have a bunch of untradeables, then yeah, I would definitely upgrade the LaFleur. The only Larson, trying to build a team, just starting HUT 20. Best players at 87 Crosby. What 2 players should I go after to upgrade my team? Honestly, here's what you want to do. Just go and search by the Winter National event and go through all of those players. Those are the best value cards early on in the game, and they're going to go for like around 50 to under 50K. There's so many, right? Like those would be the cards that I would go after first. Is just go and take a look at the Winter National event, and all of the cards that are there, you're going to get a very good value. You want to look at over 6 feet, speed first. Speed is definitely the most important, because when you have a low team, you need to at least be able to keep up with the guys that have the high-end speed. And then shot after that. Everything else, don't really worry about it. Your team's so low, you got to get those two things first. From Joe Scavone, 96 Malkin or the 96 Kachuk for first-line winger. I would rather have the 96 Malkin. Kilopazier sleeves. I have a stacked offensive team, 97 overall, with 99 Mario, Kopi, Ranton, etc. My defense is all big guys like Hedman, McCabe, and Hamilton, but they're all 92, 93 overall. Thoughts? Well, your offense, you don't need to work on that, obviously. For defense, what I would do is probably upgrade Hamilton first, and what you're looking to upgrade him with is like Brent Burns. If you can get the 93s in Chara, it's still one of the best cards in the game. 97 Paul Coffey is good, but I would definitely look at the Brent Burns cards, like the ones that have like 97 speed and above. Obviously, the really high end cards. Those are what I would look for first. Got JK Sleeves that we're trading in my 95 Kane and gold collectibles for CTOTS Kane. Not really, man. The bump is not all that high when it comes to the speed, shot, and hand stats. I really don't think it's worth it. Unless you have a stacked team, then go ahead. But if you've got like 90s over, like 90 overalls in your roster, 90 to 91s, I would upgrade elsewhere first. Big Roo just started Hut in March, was stuck in Div 7, 2 hours on your channel. I've made Div 5 by the next day. Thank you, sir. No problem. Congrats. Stuck again, though. Looking for any advice on staying focused, avoiding frustration, keeping determined when down by 3. Herbal tea isn't cutting it for me. Maybe morning yoga or Zen meditation. Anything to save money on broken controllers. Well, first things first, go and watch my How to Play Defense video this year. Basically what it was is I broke down a game with my good buddy Regs, who's literally the best player in the world. I go and break down his gameplay, and he shows how defense is played perfectly in NHL 20. Go watch that video, as you're gonna you won't be able to mimic it, but you'll be able to pick up on cues and things and what's going on. When it comes to getting down by 3, you need to change your strategy. So if your strats are all passive, there's no reason to keep doing what you're doing. It's not working. Switch to full-out aggressiveness. I like doing this even when it's tied, because a completely different look is going to significantly change how they play. If you're not forechecking at all, and then you're down by 3, flip it to full forecheck. Maybe he's nervous on the breakout. It's going to cause some turnovers, thing like that. And then also go and look at my How to Score video. It teaches you how to use behind the net really effectively. Go watch those 2 videos. They'll definitely help you out. Colby Slate. I'm trying to figure out the best way to upgrade my defense. I don't necessarily need specific players, but my righties are 94 team of the season, 89, 88, and my lefties are 95 gold icon, 91, and 90. Only tradables are the 94 team of the season, Clendenning, and the 89 team of the decade, Holstrom. Do you suggest upgrading a lefty first or a righty based on my current overall? Sorry if it's a little confusing. Thanks, Mutt. All right, so here's what I would do. Go to your stat page and go to your all-time point list so it shows all your cards, okay? Sort by goals, okay? And see what side you're taking your goals from on the defense. All the guys watching this do this as well. You're going to find out whether you score more from the left or right side. That's going to tell you who you really need to upgrade first, because on defense, it really doesn't matter. As long as your guys are high 90s skating, you can really, play defense. The shooting doesn't really matter. Height does. So as long as you're tall and you basically have high 90s skating, you're going to be fine. So where I would upgrade first, all depends on where you score from. So I've noticed that I don't really score with my lefty defensemen. I just don't take point shots from them. Go and look at that, and then make your decision. Gaming and darts. Hi, I love the channel. What do I do next? What do I upgrade next? Or players that would suit my build of big and pacey players? Well, that's a FIFA guy. All right, so let's take a look at this guy's team. 93 Wheeler, 96 Crosby, 92 Nino, 94 Lafleur, Gretzky, Zaka, Nielsen, Thornton, Kachuk, Virtanen, Kobe, Cheadle, Petrangelo, Crossman, Glendening, McDermott, 91 Burns, 90 Martinez, Steven, and Rene. Okay, so You definitely want to upgrade your forwards first because your defense is actually not that bad at all. I would look for guys like, well, upgraded versions of Wheeler would be nice as well as that that Zach. I've said this a million times, but the 93 Anisimov might be better than that 96 Crosby. If the Crosby's tradable, I would sell that Crosby as there are better options, but your team is actually pretty gross. What I would do is just start looking at guys, like looking towards making the Mario Lemieux card, things like that, as those are only going to be the only upgrades. Your team is really good. Look to also upgrade the 94 Lafleur to a 97 as well. This one comes from Senstrom. 94 Giroux or the 96 Trache, both are 5'11", but Trache are heavy at almost 200 pounds. I would honestly go Trache. Height and weight does matter. It helps you hold on to the puck a little bit. YouTube LEJ 92 Petrie or the 92 Trouba. I would actually go with the 92 Petrie. I just did a video on that card being released. That's a gross card. This comes from Patchter 101. Need a left-handed forward, can be center or winger. I have around 250 to 300K, and I'm not sure who to go for. Thanks for the help. Okay, let's see who we should get. Honestly, save your coins. Get the 92 Pavel Zacha dynamite card for what you're looking for, and a very, very good value. Go get the Nations of Hockey Pavel Zacha. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's episode. I just don't have a lot of time. I've got to go do a competitive sixes stream for League Gaming, so I just unfortunately can't do it any longer today. Again, guys, if you do subscribe to my channel, you're going to get your questions read first. If you have the little red subscribed list here, or little button here, that's how you know if you're going to get your question read immediately. So again, just go make sure you have public subscriptions on, and then I'll for sure read it. In other videos, if I had more time, I would just go in and start from the bottom and go through some more questions, but I unfortunately tonight I just wasn't able to. So thanks again for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another video and more of your questions answered. Have a good one, guys.